What's up, guys? Back again to do another video. Just wanted to give my thoughts on what the Broncos did in the 2021 NFL Draft. The draft is still going on right now. I think it's on like pick 22 or 23. So the draft is still underway, but the Broncos night seems to be over, and I just kind of wanted to give my take on what they did and process everything that happened tonight in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Just a whirlwind of a night as a Broncos fan to kind of see all this play out before the draft even started. You know, you had these rumors coming out that Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay and his relationship with Green Bay is, you know, over and been tarnished, and that the Broncos were on his wish list of teams to be traded to. And then as the draft neared, you know, you had Mark Schlereth coming out saying, oh, deal's almost done between the Broncos and Packers. So it looked like we were going to get Aaron Rodgers at one point, and then that fizzled out because reports started coming out that the Packers have no interest in trading him, but maybe we'll trade him after June 1st. So all this information kept coming out, and ultimately, again, the Broncos didn't make that move for Aaron Rodgers. No team did, and he's still, as of right now, a member of the Green Bay Packers. But the way the draft, I think, went up until the Broncos selection at pick 9, I think kind of went like how a lot of people expected it to go. You had Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence going number 1 and number 2. Zach Wilson, of course, going number 2 to the Jets, and Lawrence being the first overall pick to the Jaguars. You had Kyle Pitts going number 4 to Atlanta, which a lot of people called. Jamar Chase reuniting with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati with the 5th pick. And, you know, I think, again, the draft was kind of playing out how a lot of people expected. Trey Lance going number 3 to San Francisco. I know a lot of people pinned Mac Jones going there, so that might have surprised some people, but I saw a lot of mock drafts leading into tonight that had Trey Lance going number 3, so that wasn't even really shocking. Jalen Waddle at number 6, I guess, was a little bit surprising because it forced Penei Sewell to fall to number 7, which then led to Justin Fields and Mac Jones being there on the board at number 8 for Carolina. So, you know, I kind of thought Carolina was going to take one of them for sure after trading us Teddy Bridgewater. I know they traded for Sam Darnold, but it just seemed like a great opportunity for them to add a quarterback. And then they drafted J.C. Horn, the defensive back out of South Carolina. And the Broncos are sitting there at pick 9 with Justin Fields and Mac Jones staring them in the face, and I'm sitting here going, is this real? Is this reality? I mean, the fact that we have a chance to take Justin Fields, especially without even having to trade up to do it, this just seems like a perfect perfect scenario, and really just a great situation for the Broncos to be in, to add a guy like Justin Fields. Or even if they would have brought in Mac Jones, I would have been okay with it. But to bring in one of those guys and have them, you know, be like mentored by Teddy Bridgewater, probably, you know, you think you'd probably trade Drew Lock in that scenario as well. It just seemed like a great kind of, you know, situation, and with the way the board fell to us, it just almost seemed too good to be true, and that's kind of exactly what it was. And I recorded my reaction to the pick, so I'll kind of throw some of that footage in here right now to who we took with the 9th selection. But again, for Justin Fields and Mac Jones to be sitting there and staring us in the face at pick number 9, it was just kind of a little bit surprising to see. And then we made this selection at pick number 9. What's going on, guys? Denver Broncos show back again. Just wanted to do my live reaction to the Broncos pick. They're on the clock right now, pick 9. The draft has kind of gone, I think, as a lot of people expected. Wilson and Lawrence at the top. Trey Lance went number 3, which I think was a little bit of a surprise. And then Carolina just took J.C. Horn. Penei Sewell goes number 7 to Detroit. And now here we are with Justin Fields staring us in the face. So my heart's either going to break right now or I'm going to be ecstatic. But, man, if the Broncos don't take Justin Fields right now, this is going to suck. Hopefully I don't get kicked off YouTube for this. Got about 2:50 left on the clock for the Broncos. Again, I pray to God this is Justin Fields, guys. So I'm going to set this up. Hopefully this doesn't fall. I think we're good. All right, guys. Now we wait in agony. Come on. There's Mac. I'm cool with either one. All pick is in. Pick is in. Here we go. Here we go.
Generic barrel man.
With the 9th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Pat Surtain, Jr., defensive back, Alabama.
So the Broncos decided to take Patrick Surtain Jr., Surtain II. I'm not really sure which one it is or which one Patrick prefers to go by, but he's a defensive back out of Alabama. Yeah, this is not a awesome pick, I don't really feel. And it's not even because Patrick Surtain Jr. is a bad player. I think he's probably going to be a really great cornerback for the next decade, probably make several Pro Bowls, probably do great things here in Denver. And you add him to a secondary that already has Ronald Darby, Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan, Justin Simmons, and Kareem Jackson in the back of it. That's special, man. I mean, this definitely is going to be a great secondary to watch and a really talented group. And I bet you Patrick Surtain is going to make a lot of plays, and I think he's only going to really be elevated by learning from guys like Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby. And I wouldn't be shocked if, by year 2 or 3, he's the number 1 corner on this team. So in that regard, I understand it. I mean, number 1 corner is a very valuable thing for a team to have in this league, especially with where the league has gone with quarterbacks and obviously being more pass heavy. You need to have number 1 corners in this league, and we now potentially have 3 of them. And I think again, Patrick Surtain Jr. is a great kid. And a great player and a great talent. Obviously, his dad is a phenomenal corner, had a great career, Patrick Surtain with the Miami Dolphins, so he has that lineage there. And again, I have really no problem with the player here. I love adding Patrick Surtain to the Broncos, but to select him when you signed Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby, 2 Pro Bowl level defensive backs, I would say, and in Kyle Fuller's case, an All-Pro. And when Justin Fields and Mac Jones both fall to you at pick number 9, especially Justin Fields falls to you at pick number 9, and you select Patrick Surtain Jr., there's just really no justifying this, man. And this is really kind of worst case scenario for me as a Broncos fan. I know if you're a Drew Lock fan, you're probably loving this, and you're probably feeling great about George Payton and where the team is going. And I understand that. And if you feel that way, kudos to you and more power to you. But I think if you're applauding this pick, and I've seen so many Broncos insiders, and again, I'm going to call them out, that year after year just continue to suck the teat of John Elway and defend every single thing that the Denver Broncos do with this delusion, and defending this pick, it's just baffling to me, man. And especially given this situation, you basically have said with this pick that you believe Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock are enough to compete in the AFC and enough to compete in the AFC West against Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. And I don't know if you guys saw the draft, but the Chargers added Rashawn Slater, a guy who was linked to the Broncos, a really talented offensive lineman, to now protect Justin Herbert. So, there's that. It's just again, it's kind of baffling to me, and it's really disappointing, and it's really upsetting, and it's really infuriating, and I just cannot take this delusion anymore. I cannot take this lack of self-awareness from this franchise. I have no problem with being bad guys. I know it's tough to consistently win in the NFL, consistently to win championships, and especially if you don't have a franchise quarterback, it's hard to find a franchise quarterback. I get all of that. So I have no problem with struggling and losing games. I really don't. But to have 3 top 10 picks in the last 5 years, and to have had a reoccurring quarterback issue now for the past 6 to 7 years, and not address that one bit with any of those top 10 selections, again, it's very frustrating, and it shows to me an extreme lack of awareness. This move reeks a ton of Vic Fangio's influence, which sucks, and of John Elway's as well. And I know George Payton is ultimately responsible and made the selection, and I think he believes bringing in his guy in Teddy Bridgewater. He thinks Teddy Bridgewater, bringing in him with the weapons we have offensively and the defense we have now, will be enough to compete and probably make the playoffs. And I get it, and I understand, but again, I think the logic behind this, guys, is just inexcusable. I think if you're defending this, again, to put it bluntly, I think you're really fucking stupid, but I definitely think your opinion on football should be questioned. I really do, because again, you essentially said that Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock are better than both Justin Fields and Mac Jones, which I think is completely inaccurate. but you basically said both those guys, you're comfortable with them going into the season and believe they can compete for the AFC West in a playoff spot, and that they're enough to keep up with Mahomes and Herbert and Josh Allen and guys like that, and that to me, Lamar Jackson, and that to me is just baffling. So I'm just really sad by this. Again, it's nothing against Patrick Surtain Jr. I think he'll be a great player. And again, I know there's some people really excited for this move, but this is a pick I just can't really applaud at all. And again, I hate this pick, and I think it even downgrades the Teddy Bridgewater trade now, and makes that trade look even worse. And again, I just think it shows a front office and a franchise that continues to have a complete lack of awareness. And continues to think that they're right there, and ready to compete when they're not. And they've been rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding. The biggest problem, the biggest issue is staring them right in the face. And they had probably their best opportunity to address it in this draft with Justin Fields or Mac Jones even, but Justin Fields especially. I want to focus on that. Again, this guy I thought was the second best quarterback in the draft. He falls to you at number 9, and you pass him up for a corner after signing 2 corners in free agency. I don't know how you justify that, guys. Again, you can sell me on whatever you want. If you guys like it, you can live in La La Land, and you continue to believe in the fool's gold and delusion that Broncos insiders will sell you and that this franchise will sell you. But this franchise is in shambles, and it sucks, and this pick fucking sucks. And again, it has nothing to do with Patrick Surtain as a person or a talent. He's going to be great. But this pick, given where the franchise is and where we've been and the situation we have at the quarterback position, it's fucking horrible. And I hate it, and I'm sorry, guys, but my fandom in this organization is completely deflated. My belief in it is completely deflated, and until John Elway is completely removed from this franchise, until Joe Ellis is completely removed from this franchise, until Vic Fangio is completely removed from this franchise, and Drew Lock as well, until we have a competent answer at quarterback, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done doing this. And, I got 700 subscribers on here anyway. I get 20 views per video. This just isn't worth it for me. And then honestly, being part of this fan base where you just buy into this shit over and 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 fucking over again it's just so frustrating to be a part of, and I'm just sick of it. So I'm done with this. I'm done being a fan of this team. I don't try to say that to be over emotional. I'm just sick of it. It's a waste of energy. I don't have a problem with being bad, but I have a problem with a complete lack of awareness and just a complete lack of competence, and just delusion and continuing to accept it and act like it's okay and everything's going to be okay and this strategy is going to work, because it's not, guys. The Broncos are going to go 7-9 or 8-8 or 9-7, some shit like that next year. They may make the wild card, but they're probably going to miss the playoffs. Vic Fangio is going to be fired, and we're going to keep doing this fucking rodeo at the quarterback position. And I'm not going to keep sitting here and supporting that and keep doing this with you guys. So if you love this pick, kudos to you. Good luck to Patrick Surtain in a Broncos jersey. I wish him the best of luck. But to take him with Justin Fields and Mac Jones sitting there again, it's not acceptable. It's non-defensible. It's inexcusable. And I'm done. I can't do this anymore, guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting if you did. I'll see you guys if something drastically changes with this franchise. Again, like I said, if John Elway's removed from the franchise, if Vic Fangio's removed, I know George Paton's going to be here for 6 years, so that's something we got to deal with. I wish he could go after seeing what he did tonight as well. But until those guys are removed, until we get an actual solution at the quarterback position, I'm not talking 37-year-old franchise quarterbacks that are going to play for 3 more years either. I'm talking like an actual long-term solution. And until this franchise shows some sort of self-awareness, I'm done supporting it as a fan. And I'm just done. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and peace. If your team had a great NFL draft, I fucking envy you a ton.